So many people think that their income is something that they have no influence over. And that's why you'll hear common objections like, if I was making more money, then I would invest. If I was making more money, then I would travel. If I was making more money, then I would upgrade my home. I think a lot of people don't realize that their income is not something that is fixed unless their perspectives are fixed. I believe there are 4 factors that an individual can influence that can result in them increasing their income. Let's talk about what they are. The first factor that can allow an individual to be able to influence their income is making a decision around becoming a master at their subject matter. Now, a lot of people will settle with having just basic level skills or intermediate skills, but if you decide to be a master at your subject matter, then that can allow you to influence your income. Fact is that experts get paid more than professionals, and those individuals that go deep into their subject matter expertise and they have a good understanding both in terms of depth and breadth are people who are valued in every industry, and those people are paid more than the people who have a generic level expertise. So this is something that's very much in the individual's control. You can decide to be an absolute master at what you're going to do by spending more time than the average person developing your professional expertise through deliberate practice. As you do that, you will find that the demand for your work will start to increase, which allows you to be able to influence your remuneration. The second factor that allows an individual to be able to influence their income is the complexity of the problem that they solve. Now, the more complex the problem you solve, the more there is a demand for your work. If you're solving problems that can be solved by a lot of people, then obviously that means that there is not going to be that much demand for your work. Or if there is demand for work, then a lot of people can do that work. But when you can solve a complex problem, a problem that is difficult for most people to solve, then obviously your demand is going to go up, and that way you can influence your remuneration a lot more as well. The third factor that an individual can influence to increase their income is to make themselves indispensable. In every organization, there are people who are indispensable. It's not necessarily because of their skill set alone. It's because of their attitude, their enthusiasm, and their work ethic. Now, this is something that is very well within an individual's control. You can decide that you're going to make yourself indispensable. The more indispensable you are, the more negotiating power you have when it comes to your remuneration and income increases. This is not something that an individual cannot influence at all. It's just that most people are not aware of it. The moment you decide that you're going to become indispensable to your team, your organization, and the person you're reporting to, well, you can bring in a high level of enthusiasm, receptivity, as well as a stronger work ethic, which is valued in almost all organizations. The fourth factor that an individual can use to influence their income is to effectively package, position, and promote themselves well. If you do the first 3 well, but you're not very good at positioning yourself uniquely, you're not very good at packaging your services and quantifying your skills, and you don't promote yourself well to your organization or your industry, chances are you're going to be overlooked and you're going to get paid less than what you deserve. This is very much within the control of the individual. We can all learn personal branding and marketing, and we can learn how to persuade people to actually see what we do. Majority of people, when they apply for a pay rise, they ask for more money. But what they don't do is they don't quantify the value of their skill set and how they're different from everybody else. Once you learn how to do this effectively, you will find that your ability to be able to attract a high level of compensation will naturally increase. Hopefully you can start to see that the 4 factors that I have mentioned are very much within the control of the individual. Now, most people don't influence these factors simply because they're not aware of them. And even when they are aware of them, they're hesitant in using them. The whole notion of the fact that my income is fixed is based on perception more than reality. And as we start to expand our perception, we'll find that we'll start to attract more opportunities than our reality. This is something that requires awareness. Now, what I'd like you to do is, out of the 4 factors that I have mentioned, I'd like you to identify one factor that you can start to work on to increase the probability of you being able to attract a high level of remuneration for yourself. Don't forget that your remuneration is something that is very much within your control. Even if you cannot control it 100%, you can influence it to a great extent. What you can influence, you must influence. Because the easy thing to say is that, well, I don't make enough income so that I have limited opportunities. Well, now you know that you actually have the ability to be able to do things that can attract a high level of remuneration and compensation for yourself.